Ethan, I need a clip for the intro.
So, what's open mat at the dojo? Open mat's the quintessential gathering at the dojo. I feel like open mat is probably one of the best aspects of the dojo, mainly because it's this awesome collection of people from all different parts of the community in New York, and it started 10 years ago. Me looking to kind of expose myself to jiu-jitsu that's happening everywhere else in New York without having to actually go to the schools. And at the same time, it was a way for me to get the word out about like our small little community here and let people know what kind of jiu-jitsu we have at the dojo. In my mind, I was always thinking like, all right, well, if like certain, brown belts and black belts came from other gyms and they train with us and they see that we have good jiu-jitsu, they'll go back to their schools and let them know like, hey, the dojo's got good people. So it was kind of a way for me to get some sort of recognition within the community back when we were unknown and a small team and really small school and stuff. So that was kind of like the original premise of Open Mat. So we did it, we put it on the schedule. It was a regular thing. We opened it up to the community, no affiliation, no mat fee whatsoever. You just have to come here with like good attitude towards training and stuff. That's all I cared about, be a good training partner, and that's kind of like your mat fee. And ever since then, it's been kind of a staple here at the dojo. So if I'm not mistaken, we were the first gym in New York at least that offered free open mats to the community, meaning no affiliation and no mat fee and stuff. I know that some gyms might have done open mats back then, but usually it's in-house, it's just for the students. It's an extra training session for their members, but not necessarily something that's open to the public. And it's been like that for a really long time. And I think COVID kind of changed how people treated cross training a lot. And so after COVID, there was like, I think this grander sentiment towards cross training and checking out other gyms without any kind of that clienche vibe and stuff,
Okay, so I'm Vanessa, obviously, and I'm a brown belt here at the dojo. I've been training here for about 10 years, I would say. Yeah, and that's who I am. I'm hosting the Women's Open Mat every last Sunday of the month, and I guess that's a little bit of who I am. So I'm gonna be completely honest, Smitha, which is another woman that trains here at the dojo, she's a blue belt. She actually was the idea behind all of this. I think her and Vikey actually had the idea.
Yeah, hi, I'm Smitha Varghese Milik. I'm 32 years old, born and raised from Queens. My family's from India, and I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
And they wanted to come up with something, but they didn't want to host it, or at least Smitha said that she didn't want to host it, so she came up to me and asked me, since I'm kind of the oldest, me and Kim actually are the oldest females here, she asked both of us if we could run it, but Kim is too shy, so I said I accepted being the face of the women's open mat. But me, Smitha, and Kim, we run it, and Vikey and Maddie, they do the snacks, so they're part of it too,
What inspired you to help start the women's open mat?
You know, I train a lot, on average like 13 times a week. Just an addict, and most of the classes I go to are majority men, which is fine. The training partners here at the dojo are wonderful, but because I train so much, when I train with guys, just their body weight alone can be crushing, and it really takes a lot out of me. So I prefer to train with women all the time. And that's why I started cross-training, actually, so I can train with more women. There's a women's class by me that's a lot closer to where I live that I started training at. Sometimes I train at Unity as well. So I started meeting a lot of women throughout the city, and what I realized was there's really no women's open mat. There's probably one or two. There's a huge demand, because when I talk to these women and I ask them, would you come to a women's open mat in Bushwick? They always said yes.
The women's community here at the dojo is very special to me. We have a few women that are veteran here at the dojo, but it's still a very small community. So I've been wanting to do something that can bring more women into the dojo so that they can get a little bit more experience. Very similar to the idea of why I started open mat in the first place. And I was trying to figure out what or how we can create an environment that women can thrive. Smitha decided that she wanted to kind of be involved with the organization of it, and with our senior female brown belts, you know, Kim and Vanessa, being kind of like the face of the women's program here at the dojo. They all decided to kind of get together and kind of get things going into action.
And I talked to some of the women here at the dojo. At first we were still at the original spot, and we didn't have that much space, but now that we moved here, it seemed more doable. And you know, then me, Vanessa, Kim, we talked to Gabe. Gabe was super supportive, said, yeah, make it happen. And then we just started making a list of all the women in New York City and Long Island that we knew that trained in jiu-jitsu, and we started inviting them. And we got to the point where, you know, this last women's open mat, we had like over 30 women show up.
I decided that I wanted to do it a monthly thing, so we decided to do it on the last Sunday of every month, just so that it's kind of like a regular thing, hoping that the community takes hold and not just be a safe place or a safe space for women, but somewhere where women specifically can commiserate and network and maybe set up training sessions with them outside of the dojo. For me, all I care about is the quality of jiu-jitsu and the community that my students are getting. So the women's open mat was kind of an effort to help develop that for the women that we have here.
So I feel really lucky because the dojo is a really unique place in that it's a great balance between people who are hobbyists and people who want to be world-class competitors, and they're able to manage that kind of energy. And that said, we have some badass women here that are higher belts, that look after one another, that make sure that all the women are okay, and foster a really great sense of community and well-being. You know, if anyone has a weird face on, the women come and say, are you okay? Outside the dojo as well. So I feel really lucky. I think we have a great growing women's community, and definitely a great chunk of veteran women as well.
Some of the women from other gyms are having the same idea, and they kind of want to do their own women's open mat on a different Sunday. So that's extremely exciting that we're inspiring other gyms to do the same. So that's something to look forward to. And I mean, for me personally, I'm just going to keep training until I turn this into a black belt right here. So yeah, don't look at my feet.